led business to go bankrupt, innit? And one thing about a part of the process where many people are successful is failure is a part of it. But when it comes to like us in particular, from our background, yeah, like we're taught from young, like even when you're doing GCSEs, like listen, if it's not anything from like a B or A,
above,
like bruv, you flopped in it. Like we've kind of had this mentality that if I do something, it just it's all or nothing. Like once I'm in it,
you've been scared
or failure, yeah. So if you fail, that means it's not for you, or you shouldn't do it anymore.
Yeah,
or you're not good enough. Yeah,
or like like you just have no room for it. So it's like
wow,
whatever you
that's
do,
actually a mad. Yeah, that's a good point. Still,
and then what's mad is because we was conditioned in this kind of way in it where we had to realize that failure is a part of the process, and it's like it made me realize myself, like growing up, fam, I didn't get that room for error. My mom told me or my dad gave me these words. Like they always felt like, bro, why you like they didn't see even as failing falling. They just thought, nah, man, you flopped, man. You had this one
not having
it's
straight,
true. You tried,
you had this one straight narrow pair.
You failed, and now it's like it's a done. Like.
And it's like, nah, it's kind of part of the process, but it made me realize, innit, like, how do you take failure? Because obviously we all know now, innit?
For like, sure.
In terms of like
how
even
I thought before.
Yeah.
I think before, I'll definitely say I was in that mindset of, if I fail at something, it's peak. But I've always thought like I could do anything in it. So very early on, early teenage, like 13, 14, 15, I was like thinking, no, like, no matter what, I'm going to just keep pushing through in it. Like, whatever I fail at, I'm just going to keep pushing through on either it or something else. Do you know what I'm saying? So I kind of looked at, if a door shuts on me, another door's open somewhere else. That's how I thought about failure growing up, and then now I have that perspective.
Yeah.
What about you, bro?
It's hard though, because our thinking and somebody else's like condition of telling us how they feel about it is two different things, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like I wish I had a different pep talk, but obviously we found it out along our own way.
No, I think for me, even just like even just being competitive within you, innit? You would never like failing anyways. Like I personally don't like failing in anything I do, innit? But like failing is not the end. Do you get me? So it took me a while to get to that point, probably like after sixth form, really, probably, where like you get to a point in life here where you're like, bruv, there's nothing to even fail at. Do you get me? Because you're thinking, what am I actually doing right now? Like, there's nothing to actually fail at. So you just start doing what makes you happy. Do you get me? And naturally, you keep going, not when you fail, but because it's you're happy while you're doing it. You get me? Maybe it doesn't work, but it doesn't take away your happiness. It's just, okay, let me try another way. Innit? So you learn to overcome failure that way, rather than learning it how you just described it, as in like, nah, it's not like something negative or something we've been brought up in it.
It's something,
for me, it was just a natural transition, bro. Like, you only really fell when you stopped trying, fam. That's when you fell.
That's
like,
facts.
When like you can like not succeed first time, but how many people in life succeed first time in what they do, fam? You just mentioned the Richard Branson and stuff, fam. And the reason why those type of people are so successful is because they take the biggest risk, fam.
And that's what is more specific towards like what we was around, innit? Like obviously I know that we're gonna encourage different for the generation us after us, and obviously like our kids and that, innit? But like, what was that like? What kind of like, for me personally, I was not encouraged at all. Like any type of thing where I had to take the other way around, or if I got halted in my road, that was seen as if like why did you flop? You know what I'm saying? Like, how was that for you, man? Because for me, I knew that usually it always be like, oh, why would you do that? Like, you know, it was taught down upon.
Are you talking about like getting grades in school? Or?
I'm talking about anything, bro.
What,
like grades in school, like, of course, but like
when you say encouragement, do you mean like encouragement like in doing something against the grade? Or something
it's something where it seems as if like
I think I know what you're getting at.
Yeah, because like let's say now, for example, most kids who didn't want to go to university, like from our background, most parents are always talking in a way where it's like, well then what would you want to do then? You waste all your time. Now you're not doing this, you're not doing that. What's wrong with you? Or even going against the grain or not having a job that most people are getting. You're doing a job where you feel like, no, this is something I like to do.
For sure.
But it's not society, obviously, for our generation before us. They're not seen as like, well, why would you want to go do something like that? It's a waste of time.
I experienced it a lot more younger. Like, obviously, when I was younger, like mid-teens, I'm pursuing like trying to be a footballer and whatever, there would be even younger than that actually. Like, alright, cool. Obviously, back in the day, man, I used to go Sunday school, innit?
I would.
So I had a choice, like, whether I had to do that or keep playing football. But in my head, I'm trying to be a footballer. So back in the day when I'm like 8, 9, I'm like, no, I'm trying to go football. I'm not trying to go Sunday school. I'm not trying to go to church. Cool. So you can say my mum supported me in that and be like, alright, cool, she done that. Obviously, buy my football boots as a kid and things like that. But in terms of encouragement of that dream, I wouldn't say it was there at the highest that I feel like it could have been. Do you know what I'm saying? Of what I would potentially do. Could be the thing that obviously she's a woman, you get me?
and
that's not really her steez. She was never interested in football like that.
And time as well.
And time as well, like finding the time to even give that.
That was like for me as well. Like,
exactly, like
I don't remember my mum coming, like going to many matches.
Yeah, no. My setup was I was getting picked up and that. Like,
do you get me?
I weren't getting. My mum was with me, but then I'm going there, but experiencing everyone else's parents there. I'm like, what's up with my setup? Yeah. So in terms of that encouragement and like support, there'll be support, but it'll be different support. And if you compare it to other families or parent setups, it could have been less support. But that, as well as like other things, like I said, against the grain, if you try and pursue something else, it would be like photography or something that they just may not understand, there won't be support. There won't be like, okay, cool, like you could do this, or like try and do that. Or come church with me and like do this thing, or come and take photos of us, or come take videos, or something like give encouragement to do something. For example, if my kid asked me or said to me that they want to do something, I'm gonna bring them in that environment so they can flourish or see how it is and things like that. So I would say I didn't experience those things. So in terms of encouragement,
okay, and even in terms, because again, most of the things, like for me, my example now, I used to get really kind of like in terms of words, thrown at man, not bad words, but in terms of like just getting battered with like criticism in terms of like, why would you want to? I did 2 years originally in Leicester, time ago. But
why did you pick Leicester? Oh.
See, and this is the funniest thing. I literally picked it, Obviously, again, I won't change it, but like in my head, I had a very naive actor's mindset.
Why are you smiling?
Because it was funny. Because like when I went Leicester, I didn't know Leicester was what it was. I picked it through clearing, innit? Clear was like last minute, you just go pick a uni, innit? I originally was gonna go Roehampton.
Oh, okay.
But in my head, I'm thinking I'm just trying to do anything performing, innit? So I went sixth form. My sixth form obviously was doing performing arts. I'm like, we're doing the acting thing. If I knew what I knew now, I know what schools. Primarily in London.
I was gonna go Leicester just because Kofi went there, fam.
Oh, is it?
Bro, like literally, man was just doing it step
I was
by
looking
step.
at it was between Leicester and Loughborough.
Okay.
And here's the thing, man didn't research on like the course itself. I heard performing arts. I heard that there's certain things you get to do on stage. My main thing is that I did not want to live on in yard anymore. So when I went to Roehampton, I was thinking, I'm going to go campus. First time I can actually leave the yard. It was like, no, you're still staying at home. You're commuting. And when I found that out, I said, wait, what? Obviously, it's not the real reason why I told my mum why I wanted. Well,
but that was like the reason, like man just wants to get out of the house.
You see it, like man was like, bruv, listen, man, trying to spin my wings in it. I'm not staying here. Yeah. So I literally just started going through these last minute places and that, not knowing that if I really wanted to take the acting route, all the acting schools I should have auditioned for were done. But I didn't know this until then, innit? So I'm looking for all these courses now. I found Leicester, performing arts. I said, cool, I'm going there. I've got in there now, I've done 2 years. It was my first year. I said, bro, this is not really the acting course I want to do. Now, the second year, I'm also like, I feel like I'm just going to do my second year, hold my credits, and then do my final year in London. That was my plan. Always been my plan, innit? So when you tell your mum now something like how you've done 2 years already, I did everything step by step. Secondary, sixth form, 2 years straight, then uni, innit? Now they're going to be thinking, why would you want to stop? But I had my own real genuine reasons because, mum, I was not benefiting off this course. Like, fair enough, it's my fault. And I learned from that. I accept it, innit? But this is not an acting course. This is performing arts, man. We're doing stuff that I don't even know what we're doing. Yeah. This is not this is not really what I signed up for. Bro, we was doing some shit, man. We was really doing some shit in there. And I said, the experience has been nice. I probably had to be here for a reason, but I ain't meant to be here. Yeah. Now I got not ridiculed, but she was really. It will never be. It'll be always an ongoing thing. Well, so then what are you gonna do? You're just gonna waste your time, or like you could easily just go there and complete it. I'm like, yeah, but for who? Exactly. And then I used to get the same thing like, oh, it's for you. I'm like, it's not, because I kept saying, but you keep saying, every time she would always bring it up, even if I was trying to find another acting school, you see what you could have done this time ago. I'm like, but Ma, I keep telling you, one, it wasn't that course for me.
Yeah.
So whatever I am now as a person, as an actor myself, I wouldn't have got that from there. And two, those are just 3 years of what? So I can say that, yes, at least you can say you've done it. At least you can say you got on the track.
But that don't mean nothing.
That don't mean nothing, but that's the thing. But it's hard for somebody else to hear that. Yeah. Now, somebody else here, say like maybe someone in the background where it's like, no, I understand. You made a mistake. You move forward, innit? My thing was opposite. I just got not ridiculed again, but man really got that front of my face a lot of times. Like, well, you know what? See, you could have done this time ago, but I'm like, I kind of got tired of the whole back and forth.
Yeah.
Full circle though, we see where it's come in it. But man, she only now deeps, you see, you have to learn from your situations. She didn't deep at the time. All I got at the time was, you could have done that. Yeah. You could have easily done that.
And you got to take risks to learn.
But it's only when I've got what I am now.
Is, yeah.
Yeah, you learn.
With things like that, yeah, in your specific situation, you're your mom's only child. So
yeah,
she ain't been a parent before.
Yeah.
She ain't been.
That's significant.
She ain't been a parent to a 27-year-old.
She never did this before.
Yeah,
so
that's
she's just
this is
she's
all
doing what
one
she thinks is right. If she had like a second, like Nick could probably like his older sister's probably.
No,
like,
my mum ain't got an excuse, bruv.
Huh?
My mum ain't got an excuse. Still.
No, I'm saying your older sisters or your mum's first children, like she had an idea of what she wanted.
Yeah, but she ain't got an excuse to treat me how she This ain't no damn excuse.
No, but
you had 2 kids, you had 2 children. You know what
you still got a bit of leeway though. No,
100.
Yeah,
I got massive leeway.
You get me? Where I got to sixth form, I chose art to start with first year. I dropped art. I had no, like, I'm not scared of changing something if I'm not enjoying it. You get me? Because at the end of the day, like, I'm doing it for me. Yeah, I'm the one who's either going to get a certificate, is going to open a certain door for me. If I haven't put all my effort into it, then I'm wasting my time. Do you get me?
Sure.
That's why in the end I chose not to go uni. And like, what am I actually really going uni for, bro? Like, what I want to do in uni, marketing. You don't have to have a degree for that. For me to have a degree, do 3 years, get a degree, try apply for jobs and telling me that I need experience. Whereas I could get my experience as an apprentice. And then now, bruv, look, check my LinkedIn message, how many job offers are just coming, you get me, every day, fam. Whereas there's people out here gone uni, got the degree, and they're struggling to get a job because they ain't got no experience. So like, you have to think long term. And also, in terms of like blocking out the noise, you have to be so focused on what you want to do that what other people are saying, you can't hear it, fam. Even your parents, bro. If your parents not supporting your dream, but deep down you know this is what you want to do and you know that you're going to be successful, you won't care what they're saying, because when you blow or when it becomes successful, who's the first one that's going to benefit?
Fam, that's the snippet right there. Follow Alpha Tells at Alpha Tells. Nah,
100.
It's facts.
It was a fact. That was a fact.
It's facts, bro.
Sometimes you just need to let people talk.
And the thing is, I had a moment like that. Like today, I'm gonna keep it a buck, innit? Keep it a buck on the pod. So kicking it in my marge, innit? I'm telling her, obviously the man in the roll it, whatever, do the pod. And then she was like, what, again? Obviously, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of sprung on her, innit? I told her like 7, you get me? But I'm busy, you get me? I had no time.
Hey, listen, I'll be telling mum the same day. I'm leaving again.
I'm like, but mum, it's got nothing to do, like, it don't affect, we don't use this room, you know? Like, this room just don't get used, it's just here.
I swear down.
So it's like, she's always in there, I'm always upstairs, like the kitchen. We don't use this room other than like kids from time to time. So I'm like, it don't affect, what's your problem, you get me? But she's like, oh, like, just tell me, but I'm like, listen, we was in Johnny's yard for like 6 months, bro. Allow me. We can't be here for 5 minutes. You get me? Like, allow me. Like, you're lucky we didn't come here Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna put? You feel me? I would have told you Saturday night, yo. The niggas is pulling up. Could have been worse. Anyway, we've had like a little back and forth. She was cool with it. Like, she was sweet, but like, I'm like, bruv. The opportunity, the emails we get from time, like, if certain shit pops off due to this platform, you're the first one benefiting. And then when it is benefiting, what's your tone going to be like when I'm on a pod? It's going to sound a little different, isn't it? I didn't say all this, but I was thinking it. You get what I'm saying?
You don't know the convos you be having afterwards.
I say, the man on my pod, well, all right, cool, what they want to drink. You get me, Carl? There's chicken rolling through now. So now it's like, oh.
But remember what I said.
now.
Remember what I said to you about the most successful people take the biggest risk. It's because they don't see the risk. They don't see it as a risk. They don't see it as they don't see the dangers or the potential failures.
Think about that.
But because it's not other people's dreams, they're looking at the danger signs.
Yeah.
Like, how can you, tell a soldier about the dangers of war, but you're not the one fighting in it?
Yeah.
Because he believes in the mission. So he knows the danger, but that's not what he's not thinking about the bad thing. He's thinking about winning. He's thinking about what would happen if we win. You get me? But you're there scared for him or her.
Scared for him, yeah.
Do you get me? Because you're not going for the same mission. Do you get me? So you're and having that type of mindset is like cool. Like let them chat. Like they don't get it now. You get me? But as long as it doesn't stop you from still waking up in the morning, having that same.
Don't get me wrong. The mindset has to be strong, yeah. But there are times when it's the people closest to you, yeah. Of course, you always will still prevail in it. But that should be cutting deep, you know. That should be cutting deep.
No, I hear you. The people, because the deeper,
that shit, like, I want to really put that point on there. Like that should be cutting deep.
No, facts. But deeper though, the people closest to you are sometimes the hardest people to get support from. You get me? Because they look at you as them doing things that they wasn't able to do. So one, sometimes it's hard for them to accept that, no, they're in the position to do this, yeah. Or two, they want to like, because of how hard they've worked for what they have, yeah, and they're looking at you sort of like, to them, you're being careless.
Yeah.
You get me? You've been
100%,
brought up with a
100%.
certain privilege. You've been brought up with a certain privilege, yeah. You're gonna throw away for what? Acting. You're gonna throw away for what? Do you get me? So they're being over.
Let's think about where. Let's be progressive here. Let's think about where it comes from, and what they could do differently to make us feel differently, if that makes sense. Because obviously the experiences we had weren't pleasurable. They weren't great. We went through them, and it made us who we are today. But I'd liked it to have been a bit easier. Would have liked that road to be that conversation to go a bit smoother in it. So what could have they done differently? And and where did it come from? Why were they like that? For me, I would say the lens that maybe my mum hasn't witnessed firsthand people doing madness, like they like the awareness of other things. Like for example,
Let's
like
talk about KSI, fam. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. But like my granddad, he was like a carpenter, so he made a lot of money doing what he did in terms of he used his resources, used his hands. Do you get me? Like he was a man's man, if that makes sense. Like he done shit that men do. You get me? Like anything to do with cars, houses. Like he handled all of that, and that's how he made his bread. So mum saw that and was like, "Alright, cool. Like that's what men do. The men do. You get me?" And then obviously, her brothers or her like male friends. Those are the kind of like routes they took. They did what men did. You get me? Like anything to do with like bricklaying or anything to do with scaffolds or anything to do with like I said, like
labor.
what men will do, labor stuff, like sweat by the sweat of thy brow, thou shalt eat bread. Like work, you feel me? The term is painting. You get me? Shit, the jobs that you don't want to do, you want to pay someone to do. That type of shit. Literally. You get me? So that's what my mum saw. So when I'm thinking, like I can make money online. What are you talking about? Like, what you just sit there all day
and just in the house using my electric bill,
the computer,
the mouse and that, just
or you can make money
on YouTube,
or you can make money like doing other stuff. She's thinking,
sitting on camera and that.
No, you're confused. No, yeah, she's not trying to. This is noise. It's noise. Burn all of that.
It's noise.
Paper, good job and that. I'm like, brother, you see the job too. I'm thinking, I don't want to do that though.
Hey,
they don't get it.
It was only till 2 years ago my mum kept. I had to really imprint that. Nobody goes into jobs and says like, yo, like.
Yeah, no one wants to be at. Like some people do, some people do.
Physically handing in CV.
Yeah.
Like, you can still go there though. I'm like, it's not like that no more. Like,
you're telling me you're applying for jobs. You haven't left the house all day.
Left the house,
brother. I've applied for 25 jobs, you know.
And I see it right here.
Have you heard of CV library, bruv? You had to read Indeed, and you had to.
Sorry, not to cut you down it.
No, but So I'm posing the question to you, man. I was just sharing like where I feel like my mum kind of got it from in terms of that. Like she wasn't exposed to that, and the only thing that she would have been exposed to in terms of like being like an entrepreneur, your own boss, or anything like that would be potentially my uncle. Like he was in the Real McCoy, and you can YouTube it or you can Google it to find out where it is. Yeah, my uncle was in the Real McCoy.
How are you only just telling me this now, bro?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man, you dropped some bombs just casually.
Yeah, he was in the Real McCoy.
You're hilarious, you know.
like one of the main characters as well.
You're hilarious, bro.
You get me?
All
So-
every single time.
I know, but this shit to me is like
It's just
It's
casual.
like cool, but I know it's acting and that. And I could tell you some shit,
I
but it's
can't
like
believe
So
it
hit
don't
him.
come across my mind, didn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, so he was in
It's a bit
that.
mad.
So essentially, she's seen that, but she's like, ah, cool, that's like a one-off type thing. Like my sisters went school with like Rio Ferdinand and that. So do you feel me? So it's like to my mum, it's just one-offs. You can't really like. There's not many like people that are like entrepreneurs or people that make their own money from businesses or people like businesses pay them to be them. Like she don't get that. Like that's just like maybe what I know works.
What I know
is a 9 to 5. You get paid 12 times a year. Like that's what happens.
It's like guaranteed money.
Yeah.
It's guaranteed money that's supported.
That's like that systematic sort of way of thinking.
Exactly. Yeah.
But for
yeah.
me personally, yeah.
I wish that the day Delisha tells you what she did, yeah. Remember when we went shisha, bro? I said I'm gonna let her say it. When she tells you, yeah, girl smart. Girl smart.
Okay.
Go,
If you're
go.
listening, tell us, innit?
Get me?
For sure.
But yeah, like for me, yeah, and you just spoke about like probably your mum's experience, innit? My mum's experience is different. And when I talk about my grandpa, yeah, I'll send you man like a news article, innit? Like they wrote about him when you turn 90 or something like that. And basically done like a whole like sort of like write up of his life, innit? Like growing up and all the things he's achieved and stuff, yeah. Like my grandpa was like a businessman, like back home, like he owned businesses. He had his main business, but he had his hands in a lot of other things. You get me? Music. That's like fam. That's why like for me, I always think fam, I've got a lot of things from my grand, like all my different interests. It comes from him.
I
Like,
want
you
to
get me?
ask: does anyone taking over from what he's built?
It's a sticky situation with the family right now.
word.
It's written into some people's. It's techie because we're still looking for his will.
And that's, I'm not gonna lie, I've been through something serious, bro. That's just
We're still looking for his will, and when it's better when it comes
That
to
shit will break up family,
when it comes
bro.
to family stuff, it gets complicated, isn't it? So for me right now, it's like
Family
just
and
do what
money
you
never
can
mix,
do, innit?
never mix.
Like, there's even things that's happened and I can't talk about, yeah, because if other people hear, they'll start looking at you sideways.
Yeah.
Do you get
Like,
me?
why didn't you tell me that?
Yeah, like, listen, it wasn't for me to tell you. Do you
Yeah,
get me?
exactly.
But like, yeah, my grandpa, he's owned like into like property, hotels, music. He's owned bands. He's owned football clubs in Ghana. He's obviously got his main source of income was he was a contractor, electrical contractor. So if, for example, the government is looking for like to build like a new building, a new hospital or whatever, they'll give him the contract to install all the lighting and electricals in that building. So that was like his main.
How did he get
thing, innit?
started with all this, bro?
It's mad, fam, because he's been in the army. Like he's done bare stuff. You get me? And I was like, cool. This guy, and the thing I'm named after him as well. It's so mad when I think of it. Yeah. That's why it hit me proper when he passed away, innit? And when I was literally how many weeks from seeing him.
Yeah.
It's like all of the things he's done, and my mum's grown up sort of, not just her, but my mum, my aunties, like all her siblings, innit? They've grown up, enjoying that type of luxury. You get me? As in, anything you want, dad can get it. Getting taken on holidays, you get me, business trips, whatever, you're coming along. So they know what's possible. You get me? And they've got that same type of drive.
That's crazy.
You get me? They've got that same type of drive. Like,
'Cause when your mum told me about how she felt with uni, I was shocked, bro.
what did you tell me?
I remember when I was talking about it and like how she was giving, obviously, like one of your family relatives ain't gonna say his name, but she was like, how when I found out he was going uni, I was thinking, you don't have to. Like her words were that she was, and I was like, raw.
Yeah.
So auntie saying this, you know. She's like, no, like you see, Junior, as long as he was doing something that he wanted to do, and he can benefit of it. I said, cool. But then it was a real one-on-one in it. But then when she told me this, I was thinking, first time I heard an auntie say, you don't have to go uni, you know. I was like, raw, bro, I'm blown away. First time I ever heard that.
No.
Yeah.
It's like my mum, the way she landed, like one of her first jobs was a probation job, innit? But she worked in probation from when she was 16. So she was one of the ones where she was a go-getter,
She know, like,
but she knew, like, no.
it doesn't have to be.
Yeah,
Because
so
I
she
didn't
was-
take that path, so I'm not gonna.
Exactly. So she was young in it. So she was like, I want money. Because that's what my granddad would give my mum money in it. And then it got to a point where she liked money so much. She was like, no, I want more. Like, how do I get more money in it? And it was like, obviously, you go out and work. And at the time, most of her siblings weren't trying to like do that. They're like, no, I'm just trying to chill. And she was thinking, no. So she went out, got a job. Like, she just found a way to get a job. And then ever since she started getting money, she started climbing the ladder. Like, I need more money every single year. I just need to keep getting more peas. And that's how she saw it. But then, because she's in these offices, she's seeing And these are the stories she'll tell me. She's seeing white girl come to you. I got this degree, blah, blah. Black brother come, I got this degree, blah, blah. She's thinking, bro. And obviously she didn't have that. But she's in
there.
but she's
there.
But the way she's deep in it is like, no, but my son's got to come in like homegirl. My son's got to come. You know what I'm saying? That's how she's seeing it. She's thinking like, no, I get it now. I'm low-key lucky. She's deeped. That's how she thought.
Oh,
she's not thinking.
Mad.
She's not thinking. Alright, cool. I've done my thing. Someone else can.
Yeah, because
she's
she's
thinking,
seen what other people done.
Yeah,
like the common consensus. Innit?
Yeah,
He's like, I'm doing it how you've done it.
Yeah, like bro, you're doing you did your thing off rip,
and you're like, no, I got lucky.
Yeah,
no,
that's when she was thinking. I'm lucky. Like, but everyone else, they've done their thing. I'm just good at what I do, innit? And like, not many people can be this good to just come.
Because if it was like that, if it was meant to be like that, then automatically all of my grandpa's children, so all my aunties, they should all be running their own businesses, being successful. And there's only a few of them that was able to do it for even a short period, where even like the luxuriness and that seeped into our lifestyle. You get me? There was like periods of time, bro, we go places where I'm thinking, brother, why were you here? But back then it's normal to us, you get me? Because our family was like, cool, this is what we do, you get me? And then since then, like, my mom's never like forced me to do anything. Obviously she would want me to have the basics, do you get me? Which is obviously have your GCSEs, have what you need, so even if you wanted to go uni, you can get into uni.
And I feel like they have to be hard because it needs to be, you know, like if you be like lenient with someone,
it's a standard, setting the standards.
Yeah, if you be lenient with someone, they'll slip a little.
Yeah, setting the
you
standard.
gotta be like, nah, you have to do this, you have to do this. You're thinking, bro, alright,
so even if
I'm gonna do it.
So even if you don't do it to what they want,
at least you got it,
bro. Like, one thing my mom into my head, like, there'll be times when I was younger, I say something just goes missing in the house, anything, and we're looking for it. You look for it for like 10 minutes, so I can't find it.
That's still me to this day, bro.
Nah, there's nothing like, there's nothing
it's
like,
still here.
There's something like that.
There's nothing like you can't find it.
Yeah.
Then you come and look. Then we're spending like an hour looking,
They don't drop it, you know. They keep finding.
Bro,
they keep looking.
In life, if you give up, I'm like, brother, it's the remote, fam.
Yeah.
I don't care about the remote. You get me? Like, you know, back in the day, you could change the channel from the skybox, bruv. Like, man's good. You don't know how to do it, but I do, so I'm good. But it was the lesson in it, It's like, cool, like, bruv, in life, if you really want something, you have to keep going until you get it. You get me? So, bruv, like, I remember after I'd done my apprenticeship, like the first year, then I got my job, and then she was like happy for me, and then she tried to slide uni back into, but you can still go to uni as well. I was like, what am I going to go to uni for? Like, I'm going backwards, bruv. Unless I'm doing a course that's going to add, or I need to go uni, you can't. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with going uni, innit? But you have to go for the right reasons. There's nothing wrong with doing anything like that.
Yeah, I was about to say that, anything.
But it has to be for the right reasons. It can't be because someone told you to do it. Or you've seen them man doing it and it looks good on them. So no, like, the right reason is if it makes you happy, you get me, and you can spend the rest of your life doing this.
Even throughout all the failures and what happened,
then that's something right for you.
You know, not to switch gears too much. You know, my mum was gonna kick me out my house if I didn't pass my driving test.
What?
Oh, wow, that's different.
Your driving test,
bro. So I did my driving test.
It shows you how many times did you do it?
Pass first time.
Pressure was on,
bro. You think, bro, I had to.
They had the driving gloves ready.
I was either here or I was on the street. Nigga, I got a pass.
Hey, that's a mad ultimatum,
bro. That's what she gave me. She was like, "Listen."
Do you think she meant it though? Or she knows?
Low key. I'd say she meant it like 30%.
But you remember you said you're the type of guy who, if that you love the pressure.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So no, she didn't know that I thrive off that. I feel like that was one of those teaching moments that was teaching me that.
Yeah.
Like, I developed that mindset of this works.
Do or die.
Like, it's do or die. If I can't, if I have to do something, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So in that situation, I did.
Did she help you along the way though, or she just like, do this shit?
Oh,
I don't know how you do it, but
she was helping pay for my lessons, innit?
Oh yeah, you had to still. You had to still. She's
running. She was like, nigga, listen. It's the last time I'm paying for this.
Yeah.
If you don't, I'm kicking your ass out. Yeah. You better run it.
How old you, like 16? Like,
I was like,
you gotta start the same way I started.
I was 17, fam. So I was like, fam, alright, cool, whatever. I was making a little something, but it wasn't enough to. She was helping, man.
To be funding the lessons,
to be continuously, because she wanted me to be doing it every week or every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I was like, damn.
Yeah, no, I respect that
like
still.
£90 a month, fam. That's a serious bill at 16, 17.
That's heavy still.
Yeah, but it's rare though, and I respect
Heavy, yeah, man. The man on Xbox Live this month.
Yeah,
still.
man, it's a bit tight.
You would have thought that she was a driving shot to instead.
Oh, but yeah, so cool. So I've done my thing, but then I did my theory. I failed my theory the first time, innit? And then obviously, like, it gets like that, whatever. You just do it again. I did it again, and at that point, when I was doing my lessons, after a while, everything was smooth. Everything was running smooth, man. She was cool. You get me? She was sweet.
Yeah.
And then it was like, cool, I got my test. And then she just looked at me. I'm cool. You know when your mum takes a piece of paper from you, and then like, oh no, she gives it to you, but she don't let go.
Oh, she got something to say, innit?
She's she got something.
Yeah.
Then you look at her like,
Yeah, it was there.
Turn to me, I've gone, oh, what you did? You get me? She was like, if you don't pass this, don't step back in my house.
you said what?
I said, what?
Now you want to give it back to her, like, you know what? Yeah.
I don't want to do it no
I
more.
think I can take the bus still.
She said, don't step back in my house. I've gone, what? She said, because obviously, like I said before, she idolized my granddad, didn't it? Like my granddad was like so huge to my mum.
Yeah.
So she was like, she was telling me my granddad's memory gems. She was like, oh, like a man must drive or something along those lines, innit? I'm like, alright, you get me? Like, give me the paper, innit?
Yeah.
And then I'm sweating. I'm like, bro, I gotta pass this. I'm telling my friends, I'm like, bro, like, she was serious, you know. I'm bugging out, bro. I was bugging out. So I'm gonna tell you that. I was bugging out. So I was like, yeah. So I done it, and then when I passed, I was like, thank God, man, don't have to. It's here, bro. I was like, thank God, I don't have to leave. But I feel like she was kind of like a little bit serious. Like I said, like 30% serious.
Yeah.
Like she may have not been 100% serious. Like I wouldn't be able to step back in the house.
Yeah,
But
like if you was knocking on the door, like you had to go to your family relative, like,
Yeah.
can you please beg mum? It's like, come on, man.
But at the same
Let it back
time,
in.
maybe she was teaching me something like when something's on the line,
Yeah.
and especially it costs money. It's not like it's like free.
Yeah.
It's like, no, do it.
It was like, if this was in your own time, you wouldn't have done that.
Kind of, but kind of like I said about like setting a standard.
Yeah.
Like if you're gonna do something, imagine for example, and just driving in general was just big in my family anyway. But like, imagine for example if I just never did it or I failed, and then after that I just never done it. And then for her it would be like, raw. I can't even ask you to like go. Because our family's so tight knit, where my nephews might be in there, my sisters, things like that. Like shit's going on. My sister might be like, oh, I need a like a wardrobe like now. Like, can you go IKEA and pick it up? Do you feel me? Like, I need to be useful enough as a man to just be able to say nothing. I'm going. Do you feel me? Like that was important for me anyway. Like growing up. So naturally, my mum will be like, that's another L. That's another failure.
So I think, okay, not to the extent of like kicking you out.
Yeah.
But I strongly do believe in the values that she's trying to teach you
Teach a man
as a man. There's just certain basic things
you gotta have on the
you
wrap.
must be able to take care of.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And as a woman as well, there's basic things that you must
Take
be
care
able
of.
to take care of.
Sure.
Like, cool. I'll start from the man's point of view, yeah. Just like the basic DIY things at home. Changing a light bulb, you get me? If like the sink's leaking. If there's like the car needs oil top up. Things like that.
Table's a little lean.
You get me? Something simple like that,
Yeah.
bruv. Like that time when I popped my mum's tire and you changed it.
Yeah.
Bro, you should have seen the way I was looking at you, bro.
You were bro.
I was like,
fam, this is what happened, yeah. Johnny's tire, like something was wrong with Johnny's tire, whatever. He's come in. I've got my son. He was like, oh, busting my tire in it. I'm looking at him like,
Kadima was giving me stick for coming late.
yeah. I was like, why are you late? You get me?
I was like, brother, not today.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah, what happened?
Oh, what's
He's like,
that? What?
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
He was like, busting my tire. I'm like, I was like, I'm
I
thinking,
bust my mum's tire, bro.
yeah, but I was thinking, what have you like? I'm thinking,
Like
has you fixed
flat.
it? You get me?
Yeah.
Like, have you done it? And he's kind of like, nah, bro, might call AA later. I've gone call AA.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Call AA, bro. We could go run that right now, bro. Like, you got a spare? You get
I was
me?
like, what? Because deeper though, no one's taught me everything I know how to do.
Yeah.
People's taught me.
And
I've
that's
watched.
that's
so
the
when you,
realest. That's the realest.
yeah, and when you was doing it, yeah, my eyes were peeled, fam. I was like, nah, I need to.
For sure.
Next
fam.
time,
Somebody
I
must
need to
have
know how to do it.
Taught you though, right?
Yeah.
Who?
I would like one of like
Like a male figure in the
yeah, like a male figure, whether
So-
it be like Like I mean, my uncle showed me young a few times, and I just picked it up. Obviously, I would never have done it, but I was around it. You get me? I would see it, or like when my mum gets her tires changed, my mum will get, you know, like when you're in the car, you're just chilling, like playing PSP or something, and my mum's getting a tire change. She'll be like, come outside. I'm like, oh, this is long. Come watch what he's doing. You get me? And she'll make me watch what's going on. So even if like painters are in the house, all those types, anything was going on in the house, my mum will drag me and be like, watch what he's doing.
Oh, she asked you to watch. My mum asked me to help them. Fam.
Well, that too as well.
Flip on my help.
But she'll be like, what?
You pay him and I don't get no peace.
Yeah,
Family, if you want me to help, I'm doing it myself. Man's not coming to help somebody that you paid for.
You get me?
So
but that's the way I look. Bare shit. Like my mum will just tell me to.
I hear that, and it's a difference. And I think there's a difference here. Not even think. There's definitely a difference when somebody will assume, "Oh, your man, you should do it," but you also have to understand that has this guy been around male figures?
Has he been taught for sure?
Yeah, has he been taught, and also male figures play a part of that. Now I know if I was living with a yard of all men, there was no way that's getting run. Whereas it's different for you because your mum was like, no, I was still raised by the blood of the sweat of a man's backbone.
Yeah,
so whatever I got instilled, like all mums will say, oh, you should know how to do this. I hear that, but it's different to say you should know. And where's the evidence? Like,
that's a no. What? How? Like, where's the
like,
instructions?
if you say man knows that should know how to cook, fair enough, because you cook. And if he's there in the kitchen, obviously you might tell him once in a while, no, I want you to watch it. But your mom was like, I want you to see how this shit is getting done. Whereas, and that's a benefit in it. Because look, every man can be done in that same sort of way, but it's also a thing where it's like, in the generation we are now, some people don't have no dad. Some people don't know how to do certain
I think
things.
also you need to have the want to know how to do these things.
I think like as time goes on, you want to.
No, I think at time. Yeah. Because when I was young, bro, I did not want to be there.
Definitely don't want to do it.
We're talking about like our age, like now.
As you get older,
100%.
There's basic, but I'm talking about like there's people, that
they still don't want to know.
They don't want to know. Like they'll pay someone to, and there's nothing wrong with it, but in the moment where you don't have access to someone that can help you,
you need to know, man. You need to know, man.
You get me? So it's just
because emergencies come, and let's just say COVID, obviously something like COVID comes apart now, and you're so used to getting a silver spoon. There's gonna be a point where someone's gonna be like, "Listen, bro, right now, as much as that's what you usually would do, nobody's about right now. So it's on you. It's about even if you don't know how to do it, you gonna have to find a way. You got YouTube, bro. You're gonna have to find a way.
And that's another thing. Like it's about survival skills.
I learned how to fix our sink off YouTube, fam.
Exactly, and that's the thing. And shout out to I got another OG that's around me, like a nice like 50, 60 old. He's got a lot of experience. Like he just tells me like, if there's anything that you, obviously you can ask me. Do you get me? He's like offering himself like you can ask me, but just go get on YouTube. Like sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, that's sometimes how I learned. You get me? I'm like, oh shit, bro. And it's like, like, I might ask him something. He'll go on YouTube, find out, come back to me. I'm like, this nigga a genius. Exactly. But really, he's just gone on YouTube. So it's like, man, if you're out there and you feel like you don't necessarily have a father figure or a male figure around you to teach you, or mumsy's not necessarily got the time to teach you certain things, hop on YouTube, go find that out, go like ask a simple question, or even books. If you learn in a different way, like you can read books on it and just find it out, because the information's there. You just have to get clued up on it, because those survival skills are important. Like even like cutting grass or small stuff like that. Like being able to do something is a skill and is useful in this life that we live. Because at some point you're gonna need it. At some point someone else that you love or someone's close to you or your friend is gonna need it, and it will be better if you have that skill under your belt.
And as a guy especially, you need to be of use to something. Do you get me? You can't be the dead weight that everyone's carrying. You
can't be a waste man.
Like, and I don't want to there's always going to be people who say, oh, about it, girls should do man's not, forget the sexist thing.
Forget that. Men are
We're talking about basic skills that specific genders need. And even when it comes down to cooking, cool, everyone, like a lot of people expect girls know how to cook. Like if a girl comes up to you like especially at this age, like, yo, like man don't cook. I'm looking at you like, but if a guy also came up to me and says, yo, man don't even know how to make rice, fam. I said, you just fine. What are you doing, bro?
But because
you get me,
because that was one of the things that mum instilled in me on some she never wanted me. Basically, my mum basically saw it like this: she wants me to be as much like her dad, but she doesn't want me to be like a waste man. So let's say my granddad was like the complete opposite of a waste man, and then there's a waste man. So if I do any waste man traits, she's like, no, we ain't doing that. You get me? She's on me.
Yeah.
So you're doing as close to that as possible.
Yeah.
Like nothing else other than that. So when it comes to cooking, my granddad was, my granddad was a mad cook. So I remember his rice. I used to say it to my mum all the time, like, I'm not gonna lie, there's no one's rice better than my granddad's. His rice is brazy, like the way he used to make it. And he used to make it with gunga peas as well. You know what gunga peas are?
Yeah, come on, man.
Like the circle brown
sir.
things. He used to make it with them.
Yeah,
and it was like the way, and in some old pot, you know, the old pot with the spoon, the wooden
biggest
spoon.
pot as well, you know.
That pot got flavors in it, bro.
Flavors is mad.
Brother, you can make the same recipe in a different pot, ain't gonna taste.
Yeah, it can taste the same.
That pot has its own flavors.
That pot has its own flavor.
The Maggie cubes are ingrained on the side. You know? They ain't going nowhere.
So like she had that as well as
Rubs the
like,
side for it.
They was there, cuz.
but as well as like she didn't want me to be one of them man that would rely too much on a woman. So like them man that's like they don't know how to cook. They don't have no skills. They're not useful. Like what you said, like the dead weight. Like them niggas there, and some of you lot know them niggas. Like I'm gonna keep it 100. Some of you lot know them guys, and some of you lot know the girls.
Waste of space.
Yeah, waste of space. And some of you lot know those girls that will tolerate that and will have that and will have their kids and look after the kid and the brother at the same time.
That's a lot.
Them niggas are the opposite of us niggas.
That's a lot, and I think that's the main thing. The priority,